He's running red lights. They have cross traffic to deal with. And look at all the traffic out here he's blowing by on these streets. Freeway. Freeway, Jim. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm talking to my pilot. He's southbound now, 605 freeway from Carson Street, and 65 miles an hour entering the freeway right now, heading towards the 405 freeway. The driver looks like has his maybe window down there, but we're going to try to catch up with the driver right now and see if we can take a look in that window. But again, now we're hearing that the passenger might be armed with a gun.
Vehicles right behind him.
Yeah, it started about, like I said, about 10, maybe 15 minutes ago with Lakewood Sheriffs trying to pull over this vehicle. It failed to yield. It is a stolen vehicle. Now he's getting back off. I believe this is Willow. We'll see what he does here, which direction he goes. But he's been staying in the Long Beach, Lakewood, Long Beach area. And now, well, we'll see what he does here at the end of the off-ramp. Oh, he's got cross traffic right there. Hard on the brakes. And look out. He almost hit that, the officer almost hit the vehicle. But here he goes eastbound right now on Spring, and he's going to go back on northbound 605 freeway. And look at that unit hard on him, riding him hard. But again, the danger is that the passenger may have a gun. And look at that officer bumping the car. He's going to spin him out of control all the way across lanes under the bridge. Unfortunately, we're going to go to the south side, and the sheriff's deputy there bumping the vehicle at the last second as he was getting on the freeway, spins him out of control. Unfortunately, went under the bridge there, but we're going to come right around here to show you the end of the pursuit. And now it's a dangerous situation because there's cars still trying to get by both directions. And now we're hearing that the unit, hang on one second, the suspect vehicle has crashed into the center divider. And there it is. He's facing the wrong way, and now it's going to be a standoff with the driver and at least the passenger, maybe another person in there. And it looks like they're going to surround him and try to bring them into custody right now. This is all happening on the 605 freeway northbound, and I'll try to get you the street. You see, it's before Carson Street.
And Gil, obviously a dangerous situation here because that freeway is not shut down by any means, right?
No, not at all. In fact, it is now. I'm looking out the window, and they just got it shut down. Fortunately, not a whole lot of traffic on the freeway, but a couple of cars were going by just after the car spun out. But it was a great job by that sheriff's deputy tapping the bumper of the vehicle as it came around that looped on-ramp, and just enough to spin the vehicle out of control.
And Gil, can you see or have you heard what is happening inside the suspect vehicle? I know you said as many as 2 people, one possibly armed.
Well, we're now hearing that the driver and possibly a female passenger. So we've seen the driver come out right now. It looks like he's complying with officers, got his hands up. I don't know if you can see that very well. He's underneath that bridge, but he looks like he's complying with the officers. And then they'll get the passenger out, and we're hearing that it might be a female.
And Gil, good job to you guys up in News Chopper 4 Bravo for getting us this vantage point because it ended so quickly. I feel like we never see officers get that aggressive when trying to get a pit, but they had him and they kept trying him and they finally got it.
Yeah, they did. In fact, a bit surprising to see the sheriffs do it. We usually don't see a sheriff doing a pit maneuver like that, and it was kind of a modified pit maneuver where they just tapped the bumper just enough for that SUV to spin out of control. It was quite a good tactic there to spin him out.
And just to reiterate, this was a possible stolen vehicle and then a failure to yield?
That is correct. A stolen vehicle for sure. They tried to pull the vehicle over. It was Lakewood Sheriffs that went into pursuit initially, and were able to try to pull him over, but he did not. He continued to go on, and the pursuit lasted through Long Beach, in the streets of Long Beach by the airport. In fact, back and forth, up and down the surface streets in Long Beach, in the East Long Beach area, into the Lakewood area, and then made its way over here to 605, and that's where they spun him out.
And Gil, we see that the driver was taken into custody there, and it appears there's a back door now that's opening, so maybe there's more than 2 people inside that vehicle.
Yeah, initially I thought I heard there was 3 people, but we'll see here. Here's a female coming out of the rear driver's side, and you see her with her hands up or coming in a little bit tighter so you get a better look. And she's compliant as well. So we got 2 so far, the driver and a rear passenger, and we're going to look over here in the front driver's seat, and yes, it looks like there's the front seat passenger. It looks like also possibly a female there. It looks like she's talking to someone. There might be even a 4th person in there. We'll see.
And Gil, does it look from your vantage point like she would have any trouble getting out on her side? She's awfully close there to that wall.
Yeah, Kathy, it looks like the door, she won't be able to get that door fully open, and the officer or the deputies are going to order her out of that driver's side anyways. She's going to have to climb over. But the concern was at one point in the pursuit, the airship overhead calling it, saying that the passenger had a weapon, a gun, that was seen in the vehicle. So we'll see if that is accurate or not. It could have been a cell phone. It's hard to say, but according to the airship overhead, the spotter saying that the passenger had a weapon.
And Gil, we can see her kind of shaking her head and kind of waving her arm a little bit. Does it appear that she's complying with deputies right now?
It almost looks like she's not. It looks like she's, well, they're going to, look at this, they're going to go right to the vehicle, which is a little out of the ordinary, but they're going to go right in there. They feel comfortable enough to do that.
Okay, guys, and we're going to...
Yeah. And again, this could be a situation where she just can't get out of the vehicle. So maybe they see that and they're going to come in. Obviously, they are much closer to her. They can tell what she's saying, possibly, if she's motioning there. And they're checking now the back of that vehicle as well.
Well, I think it might be that she's stuck or trapped somehow. Maybe her seatbelt is jammed. Maybe she can't get that off. But it looks like the officers there now are trying to assist her in getting out.
The good news of this coming to a peaceful end here on the 605 freeway. All right, Gil, thank you for that. An unusual chase yet again. All right, we want to come up here anew at 5. We're learning about a crash out of Carson involving a car, a bus, and a mobile home. It happened just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. That bus was involved in a crash with another vehicle before then crashing into a mobile home. The bus driver taken to the hospital. He's going to be okay.
Did you say there was another chase? Okay, thank you. No, they were putting them on her. Oh, okay, Catherine, I didn't know. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, thank you for joining us on the web. This is Gil Davis in News Chopper 4 Bravo, along with my pilot, Jim Pollard. We are over the end of a pursuit. We are on the 605 freeway here. This vehicle, this SUV, was spun out as it entered the freeway on the 605. 3 people on board, the driver and 2 females, a male driver, 2 female passengers. It was said during the pursuit that there was a weapon on board, so it was some tense moments here when they spun the vehicle out on the 605 freeway, crashing into the center divider, facing the opposite direction. Here comes the woman out, the third and last person in the vehicle, in custody. Lakewood Sheriffs went into pursuit of this vehicle. It was a stolen vehicle. About a 15-minute pursuit on the streets of Long Beach and Lakewood, ending here on the 605 freeway. Fortunately, no other vehicles were hit when that vehicle came onto the freeway off the on-ramp, crashing into the center divider underneath the bridge here on the 605 freeway. This is just south of, I believe this is, I believe it's the 605 at Spring Street. 605 and Spring Street is where this pursuit ended, underneath the Spring Street Bridge. Yes, it is, right on the border. But it was a fast-moving pursuit, dangerous at times in neighborhoods at high speeds, and then on surface streets, major streets, as well as minor streets, jumping on the freeway twice, going southbound, and then they were attempting to go northbound when the sheriffs tapping the back of the vehicle just enough to send it out of control and into that center divider. That's how it came to an end. Fortunately, no injuries. Officers are okay. And the suspects in that stolen vehicle, all in custody, a male driver and 2 female passengers. Okay. Okay, Catherine, what would you like? You'd like us to do those other things? We are clear, Jim. Yeah, we're going to go north up the 605. Bring in